It's definitely not like when we were growing up. Yeah, definitely not, bro. It's crazy, bro. But it's amazing, man. Like,
it's a little different,
it's way different, man. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, even the gangsters, when we were growing up, had a message. Even if it was a bad message, it was cautionary. You know what I mean?
Right.
Now it's just overly sexual, and it's just it's one-sided, man. It ain't really nobody. There's no yin and yang to it, man. It's like no other side to tell the good parts about it, and that's the worst part about it, bro. Because we grown men now, so we understand the difference with, you know, separating art from life. But for that impressionable 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15, they believe this stuff. Like, they believe it to be true. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the issue right there. That's where the responsibility comes in, man. You know what I'm saying? That's where the responsibility comes in on the artist. And I mean, I know it's a lot to ask a kid, you know what I mean, when you know, 16, 17, 18 making music, you know what I mean? I'm not going to put that responsibility on just you. But once you know better, you got to do better, man. You know what I'm saying? Once you know better, you got to do better, bro. So, I mean, that only worked for, like, teenagers, basically. Because, I mean, how old are you when you are really conscious of your surroundings? I mean, come on, we knew what was going on by the time we was teenagers, you know what I mean? So I can't even extend you that reasoning, bro, at the end of the day, because it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. And then the worst part about it is there's no end in sight for this. Sight is a vicious cycle because it's fueled by money. You know what I mean? So it's like, and what I mean by that is these large companies, they are capitalizing on.
They've been doing it.
Yeah, they've been doing it. Exactly,
right.
Man. So but now it's just like, it's like a machine, like, you know what I mean? There's no community oversight or vetting, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to that.
We live?
Looks like it, man.
I
didn't know either, bro. I'm over here just talking all kind of stuff, bro. My bad. I'm glad I ain't saying nothing too crazy. But I didn't know it either. That's the same, bro. That's the hot mic right there I be talking about. That's my bad. I must hit the go live button. But you over here getting love, man. What's up, Delton? Delton said, what's up?
DJ, what's good, bro?
What's going on, big dog?
What's going
There's
on?
a few other people, man. Man, y'all, I'm glad I ain't, you know, talk about my secret family in Canada. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I ain't bring that up, boy.
I'm glad you did that.
Yeah, boy. We've been in some trouble, boy. Nah, let me get this popping, man. We go put me on that. Let me get this popping, man. But yeah, that's crazy right there.
I was trying to put my thing on.
Nah, I ain't even right. Do you think?
How much time we got?
We got what, 40, 50 seconds, something like that.
Okay.
Do your thing, bro. You just let me know when you're ready. We'll go on in.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning, good people. Happy Saturday. Hope all is well. Hope you had a great week. Talking about legacy today. Legacy. How you want to be remembered. Plain and simple. That's what we're going to talk about today. So tune in. The Jerk Jenkins Show.
Let's do it, bro. I'm finna go on right now.
Okay.
All right. What's going on, Gainesville? It's your boy Jerk Jenkins right here on WMBT 90.1 FM The Beat. Man, I got Mr. Marcus Robinson in the building, man. He is holding it down for us.
Yes, sir.
And but you really doing community work right now, man. Believe it or not, man. You really are just by sharing your knowledge, man. People are being blessed by this.
Yeah.
In a tangible way, I like to say, man. So
Yeah, the feedback has been good, man.
Yeah, man.
The feedback has been good.
So I really just want to, give you kudos there, man. Because
yeah.
This is some awesome work that you're doing. In our discussions the past few weeks, I remember asking you, I think you had a scenario where the guy had $5,000. What he should do with it? I think I asked you, what should he invest in with that? What should he do with the money? You told me, you said, bro, look. First thing we gotta do is get that life insurance popping. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we gotta do a process.
We gotta take care of that legacy. So
right.
I think that's what we're gonna be discussing today.
Yes, sir.
Which is how to protect this legacy.
Right.
can you want to kind of just from the beginning and really until I get my information up here, kind of give us a short description of why that's important and exactly what how to go about that, man, as briefly as you can.
So with the legacy piece, man, you know, I try to get clients to understand, or people in general to understand, how do you want to be remembered at the end of the day? How do you want to be remembered? And so it's different ways you can leave a legacy, right? So you can have the Martin Luther King, we know what his legacy is, Mother Teresa, or what have you. You know, you can have Papa was a Rolling Stone. Wherever he lay his hat was his home, right?
Man, yeah.
That can be your legacy. But for, you know, my clients and what we try to implement is, you know, it's the foundational scripture of Proverbs 13:22. So a good man or a woman, equal opportunity, leaves an inheritance for their children's children. Right. So that financial legacy, that's what goes on for generations. Right. Like when your kids can say, you know, granddaddy, your granddaddy, you never met him, but he bought that house for us, or he left us this, so we can do this.
That's big.
That financial legacy is key, man. And so I'm trying to. Hey, I told you we debunking GoFundMe's.
Right.
We ain't doing that no more.
Right.
And it, you know, the family having to pass around the hat, so on and so forth. Because look at it like this. It's the last opportunity for you to let your family know and tell them that I love you, right? Because you gone, you gone. So when they get that life insurance check, when they get, you know, whatever that assets that you left behind, that's, you know, hey, he did love us. You know, he didn't just tell us he loved us, he showed us.
That's real, and I like what you said. You can kind of correct me if I'm wrong, but I like what you said. We were talking about the YOLO concept,
right?
And it sounds like it's a lot similar here, where, man, if you ain't taking care of this part of business, as far as with the future generations of your family to come, it's kind of selfish, right? You know what I'm saying?
No, not kind of.
Yeah,
no, you're selfish.
Yeah,
you're selfish. Like if you only living for yourself,
right?
And you got kids, or you only, you know, you got family, you got anybody that you love, anybody that care about you, and you care about them. You can't have that concept of I'm gonna just take care of me. I'm gonna live for me. When I get some money, it's my for and no more. You know, so it goes from being selfish to being selfless. And that's when the mindset changes and you start thinking about your legacy. Like, I want everybody out there listening today to this, because all of us got expiration dates.
Oh yeah.
Like, it's one guarantee in this life, is that you're gonna die. And, you know, and that's from the beginning of time. So we all got them expiration dates. We don't know the day or the time. If something happened to you today, what would be your legacy? How would you be a blessing to your spouse, to your kids, to your loved ones? And if we had that mindset of just building our legacy, we could change, you know, you said, you know, make black dollars, you know, you can make all dollars great again if we had that mindset.
I love that, man.
Yes, sir.
And I think we talked about that before too, man, about, you know, man, this isn't a new concept, man. It's something we used to do. Like, you know, this is what we just need to kind of get back to. Well, anyway, man, today we're going to be discussing a lot about what you've been talking about so far, which is, you know, our legacies and life insurance and stuff. I'm going to ask you a few questions. Okay. Some things you might have already mentioned, but if you can kind of just reiterate it for the people who were, you know, cooking their breakfast or whatever they were doing, they didn't catch it, man. But anyway, okay, so let's start from the top, brother. What exactly is legacy and why is it important? Like, can you just kind of talk about that from a financial standpoint? So
legacy is the simple term is, how do you want to be remembered?
That's really
what will you be remembered for? You know, when people hear your name, what do they think? So like when you hear the name Martin Luther King, I'm just using that as an example. Like, what do you think? Like, you know, so that's that legacy, you know, that he left behind. What we kind of talking about here today is your financial legacy. So the reason why you know names like Rockefeller or you know, these type of names is because these dudes, they left that financial legacy that lasts for generations. Like, they kids was good. Like Michael Jordan, man, great. You know, he ain't gonna have no words because that financial legacy is intact. And not that you got to have that legacy on that level. All of us may not be able to get there, but you can do something. And you can do something starting today. So it's just a call to action, man, to people who think, you know, hey, I ain't really got no money. I ain't really, you know, you got enough to do something. You can do something. So what you gonna do though?
Cool. And I think that kind of covered why it's important too, man. Can we move on to life insurance, man?
Yeah.
Exactly what it is and why that's important.
Yeah, I mean, and life insurance is not the only way to leave a legacy.
Right.
There's many ways to leave a legacy, a financial legacy.
Right.
Life insurance, I think, is just one of the easiest ways to leave a tax-free legacy. All right. So insurance, man, insurance is simply a transfer of risk. You transfer risk. So if you got car insurance, you get an accident, instead of you having to pay for your car to get fixed,
right.
you transfer that risk to the insurance company.
Understood.
You see what I'm saying? So life insurance is the same way. You transfer, hey, that risk, that cost of bearing you, and so on and so forth, right? And so life insurance is simply a way to leave a tax-free legacy to the people that you love.
Oh, cool.
Plain and simple.
And that's something I didn't know. Life insurance policy as a rule, all that's tax free.
Tax free.
Once you receive, you know.
I like life insurance too because, man, it don't go through probate. You get to designate the beneficiaries.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, your creditors can't come after, so on and so forth. So
wow.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know any of those things. So I think we talked about this before too, but I just kind of want to reiterate. Life insurance, if we for just a regular guy, regular person coming into a lump sum, that's pretty much the best place to start. As far as on my financial journey, you would say
it depends on the person.
Okay,
it depends on the person's situation.
Cool.
But I say if you have a family, you know, you got kids, you got a spouse or what have you, it's good to go ahead and get your life insurance legacy, get that intact. Go ahead and get that taken care of. Right. And so the example that we talked about with the guy with the $5,000.
Okay.
You know, in the past, when somebody would come in my office, man, they say, "Hey, I got $5,000 or $10,000 I want to invest." Hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's invest it. Let's invest it. But you know, now my practice has evolved to the point where I got to ask more questions.
Yeah.
Because I can't, you know, I invest that, but you don't have life insurance. Yeah, y'all want your family coming after me. You know, because, you know, it might be a down market. And that 5,000 went to 3,000. I mean, hey, look, you never know what a 2,000 day gonna happen. So we just make sure we cross our T's and dot our I's, man.
Yes,
so we gotta.
I'm gonna kind of go off plan right here, but I just kind of, since you brought it up, man. I want you to talk a little bit about being a financial expert, advisor, president of Robinson Financial Group, all these things, and tell me. I'm sure I asked you this before, man, but tell me why or how you have an integrity that you have, and even your faith, how that plays into your work. The reason I'm asking you this is because you were just saying, before, man, somebody bring me 10, man, I'm finna invest. But you have to have some kind of vision and purpose and conscience even to say, well, you know what, that might not be the best for this guy right here, man. I want to secure him. So can you just talk about that a little bit, bro? How your faith plays not plays into it, but I want you to talk about the industry a little bit of financial advisors and how they can be swindlers, man. But so why is it important for us to have a good Christian guy with integrity? To talk about that a little bit, bro, because I know that industry could be, you know,
the Madoffs of the world, man, they give us a bad rap.
Yeah, exactly, man.
You know, a few bad apples make it bad for the bunch.
That's
real.
But
to me, how I was raised, you know, shout out to Gwen and Dave Robinson.
All right.
But how I was raised, man, you know, integrity was key. Doing right by people.
That's right.
Me being able to go home and sleep at night. You know what I'm saying? With a clear conscience,
That's
knowing
real.
that everybody I touch, I bless.
Don't worry about nobody come looking for you.
Nobody, And if they're looking for me, they're looking for me,
That's
for
real.
me to help them.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Not because I did them wrong. And so, you know, I'm put on this earth as my calling to help people with their finances.
That's real, man.
And so, you know, when you do right by people, people refer you. And so, with my business, man, I thrive and my business survives off referrals.
That's real.
You know, me doing right by people, and so since I did right by you, you refer me to your family, your friends, so on and so forth.
Yes, sir.
And so, yeah, man, that's big. Like
that's peace of mind, man. It's not like nothing like having a good doctor, a good mechanic, a good somebody. And I'm certain that it's the same way with having a good financial guy, man. Somebody that can trust that peace of mind, and then in turn, I can only imagine the kind of peace that you bring with your services is just being there, like you said, you able to sleep at night from treating people right. But imagine that sleep that this guy's getting, knowing that his kids all gonna be, you know what I mean, take care of it.
Because you got, man, financial stress.
Yeah.
You know, when that's serious. When
man.
You read different things when people age, right? One of the things that kill people is financial stress.
Sheesh.
Financial, you know, you got loneliness, you got health issues, so on and so forth. But financial stress is so key.
That's why.
Worrying about money, worrying about how we gonna pay for this, what we gonna do now. Do I got to go back to work? Do it, you know? So when your family is going through the worst time of their lives because they just lost their loved one, if you can give them financial peace, oh man, that's big, bro. That's what's up, man. That's huge.
That's what's up.
That's huge.
That's for all us matriarchs, patriarchs out there.
Yeah,
I think that's the best place to start, man. If you want to really secure your family's well-being, I think just being more conscious financially is the best place to start. I mean, I feel like that, you know, like you said before, I mean, after faith and family, I think finances should be right there, you know what I'm saying, behind those things. Man.
Yes, sir.
No doubt about it. Definitely with you on that.
No doubt about it.
All right, let's move on a little bit, man.
Okay.
Good question here. I was actually interested in knowing this myself. How much life insurance should someone have? When your wife was here, we was joking about it, and I was like, your wife was like, yo, you got life insurance? I'm like, yeah, I got life insurance. What you mean? Dude, my lady got it. I'm good. Like, you don't quite got it. So I want you to kind of go into that a little bit, bro.
I mean, so we call that a capital needs analysis.
Okay.
All right, so that's a fancy, you know, industry term. But essentially, how much you need? One, we look at your debt.
Okay.
So if something catastrophic happens to you, you know, your spouse or what have you should be able to take care of all the debts.
Right.
So the house should be able to be paid off. The cars, you know, to send the kids to school.
Right.
So you take care of all the debts. You know, we got to look at that. You also take care of your final arrangements, you know, funeral costs, so on and so forth. And then that biggest thing is what you want that legacy to be. So how much do you want to leave to each kid? Okay. So is that $100,000? Is that $50,000? Is that $10,000? Okay. Right. So how big do you want that legacy to be? So it's just different factors that, you know, determine how much life insurance you need.
Okay.
All right. And then the other thing is, man, and we probably dive into it a little bit deeper, is the type of policies that they are.
Okay.
So maybe in the beginning, man, we do a whole bunch of term. You know,
that's what I want to know more about that.
Term, and yeah. So we'll talk about that. But yeah, so maybe we get a whole bunch of term while, you know, we in the mortgage process while we still have a mortgage.
Understood.
So maybe we need $500,000 a term, just, you know. But
that makes sense.
If we get a 20 or 30 year term, well, in the 20, 30 years, the house should be paid off. Mm-hmm. So we don't need as much because we don't have as much debt, right? Nice. So we'll dive a little deeper into that.
No. I love the way you describe it. I mean, because the more that you bring up, the more the picture's painted a lot clearer.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. All right, so let's talk about that. Let's move on to that then. Different policies, and if you could just start with what's the different types of life insurance, and you know.
Different types, okay.
How you determine which is best for, you know, each.
So generally speaking, we got the term life. All right. So the biggest thing with term that I want people to understand is it's a lot of coverage for a little bit of cost.
Okay.
All right. So I mean, there's this misconception that it's just so much. Life insurance costs me so much. It'll cost so much. Man, I be getting people policies for $10 a month.
Wow.
$15 a month. $20 a month, and it can be $500,000 policies of term. Because the whole premise behind now, I need to say this, term does end. It has a specified term. So it could be a 30-year term. It could be a 20-year term. It could be a 10-year term. Okay. Right? So, but that's to cover the debts. That's to cover if the catastrophic happens while we're younger. So, you know, you got the term life. Another thing I want to say about term, you want a good convertible term.
What's that? Convertible
term is it converts into something like a permanent insurance, like a UL, universal life, or a whole life. All right, so you don't just want a term that, you know, when that term ends, because I'll get you a a 30-year term right now. You plan on living more than 30 years, right?
I hope so.
so you want to be able to convert that term to something permanent.
Right.
That permanent is your legacy.
Understood.
Because that lasts till age 121. Now, you live past 121, I can't help you. Sorry, I can't help you. But most people don't live that long.
Yeah.
So
that'd be a good problem.
That'd be a good problem.
So, I guess the one thing I want to be clear on that you're saying right now, which is something I didn't know too.
Okay.
Which is these things, these terms are expiring. These aren't.
These
You
things,
don't just go sign
you can outlive
$10 a month, right? And
Right.
then you get it for the rest of your life, right?
right. You can outlive the term.
Understood.
All right, but if you get it, because a lot of the companies that I deal with, because you got when you're shopping for whether you do business with me or somebody else, you want an independent agent, and what that means is they're not captive. They don't represent just one insurance company.
Understood.
Right.
Okay.
So me, I'm contracted with 25 plus insurance companies. I'm gonna get you the best rates.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Okay.
Because different insurance based. Let's say if you got high blood pressure. Well, there's some insurance companies that are more favorable towards that, or if you're diabetic, that kind of thing.
So, I mean, cut you off, but
Go ahead.
so when you doing your analysis of your potential clients, new clients, you're taking in their health, medical history, and all that into account too.
You got to.
Wow.
Because that's what, man, life insurance is based off two things. It's based off two things.
What's that?
Your age. Well, Jerk, the day you the youngest you're going to ever be in life.
Yeah.
Listeners out there, hey, the day you the youngest you're going to ever be in
You
life.
should have heard my bones popping this morning when I woke up, man. It sounded like
Hey,
firecrackers
listen, boy, the
out
bones
there.
start popping when you...
I said, God, leave, boy. I don't know if I can grab a rebound like I used to, but
So,
I feel you know.
right, it's based on age, the day you're
Yeah.
the youngest you're going to ever be in life, and it's based on your health. And generally speaking, you're the healthiest you're going to ever be in life. You keep living, you're going to have ailments. You're going to have different things, so that, yeah.
That's what's up, man. All right, so let's talk a little bit about misconceptions and myths about life insurance. Like I was joking earlier when I was talking to your lovely wife last week. And, when she asked me did I have life insurance, I just knew I was straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, man, my girl's policy said I was straight. Don't worry about that.
Right.
But and apparently I was under the misconception there. So can you just talk a little bit about the myths, man? Like people think they're too young to get to worry about that.
Well, we'll start with that.
Yeah,
We're too young.
Now, YOLO mess, man.
Right. When you're younger, it's the best time to get it. Plain and simple.
Really?
All right? Because like I said, it's based on your age and it's based on your health. So the younger you are, the less that premium cost is going to be.
Nice.
Right? So you want to keep that price point down as much as possible. You can't wait till you're 70.
Right.
That's when it's more expensive.
And they're going to tax you. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're going to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right? Why? Because you closer to dying.
Right.
These things based on mortality tables and so on and so forth. These people don't figure this stuff out, right? So that's why you want to get it while you're young. All right? So for the client who says, hey, I'm young, I'm in college, I don't need that right now. I ain't think about that right now.
Right.
Well, I will argue the point that that's when you need to get it.
Absolutely.
When you're in your 20s. Because, yeah, you might not have a wife and kids or the husband and kids right now, but you aspire to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So don't wait till you get the wife and kids, to get the life insurance. Get it now, right? So you already got your ducks in a row.
That's
All right? Because, when you meet her, you pull out your life insurance policy, throw it on the table, like, where yours at?
Yeah.
Plain and simple. You got to change the game a little bit.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? So,
I can only imagine the responses that you give me there. But,
so another misconception. This is one I want to talk about too, because a lot of my clients, they think just because they got insurance through their job.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that one, because that's key. It's nothing wrong with group policy. So a group policy, it decreases the price point because there's a lot of people in the group. So like at a University of Florida or Santa Fe College or what have you, right? The problem is what happens when you leave that job. All right, you leave on your own, or them people pink slip you, right? All the benefits that you have are gone. That life insurance is gone, right? At Santa Fe College, man, I had a client worked at Santa Fe for 40 years.
Wow.
Paid in her group life insurance policy for 40 years, right? Retires, right? Don't pay for the policy through and through. But when she separated from service, now she ain't got no life insurance.
At all.
At all.
Wow.
None. Right? So she would have put that same money into a personal policy. But she could have put that money into a mutual fund or IRA or something.
Right.
At least she would have got something from the premium she paid in. All right? So don't just think, just because you got group life, you good. No. You need personal life insurance.
That's good.
So when you change jobs, that personal life insurance, it go with you.
Okay.
Right?
I'm with you on that. So I guess the biggest thing with that is job security. If you been coming in late, if that your boss don't like you be out of there, man. Come on, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Gotta get personal.
Right, personal.
And your name.
Right, they can't take that from you.
And another thing too, man. These employers, like, they're gonna do what's in their best interest.
Absolutely.
So they can change
And
up the policy.
And,
They can change up that group plan because they in control.
Makes sense.
When you have a personal life insurance, you in control. So I'm just encouraging people.
I love that, man.
Be in control.
Well, you talked a little bit earlier about this, but I kind of want you to kind of drive it all the way home, man, about the misconception that life insurance is just too expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, you said a little earlier about you can get it for $10 a month, man.
Right. Yeah. Let me finish.
Yeah.
I ain't finna talk about the different kinds.
Yes, sir.
So you got the term. Like term is for the clients that maybe you don't have a lot of room in the financial blueprint, your budget, right? So we go term policy. We want to keep that price point down, and so the companies I deal with you can convert the term into something permanent.
Okay.
So this is I always give this example to clients because this hits home to people. One, the reason why you get life insurance while you're young is you protect your insurability. What that means is this. I had a young lady come in my office. She was 30 years old. All right. Because you got to keep in mind, life insurance is based on, your status. All right. So you got super preferred, select, standard, and it keeps going down from there. You can table rate it. Right. Well, she came in. She was super preferred. So we got a super preferred term policy. All right. At age 34, she got diagnosed with breast cancer.
Wow.
Now she's uninsurable.
Yeah.
Right? Nobody's going to take that risk because she's going through a certain ailment. Thank God she beat it, but she's going through that ailment. But because we protected her insurability at 30, we was able to convert that term policy into a whole life, a permanent policy at 35.
Wow.
Right? And she got her super preferred status.
I love that,
because we locked in her rate.
So
I'm trying to educate the people and let them know that, look, you got to do this while you're young.
No, that's real. That's real.
Because life happens,
you
man.
You educate me right now. See, the thing about life happening,
yeah.
We mentioned it a lot here. I even joke about no man knows the time of the hour. So we talking about untimely demises, but there's other things, like I said, life happens where you might have a serious terminal condition or ailment or something like that. So it's not just for when you're gonna pass away. This is something where just to improve your quality of life, if certain things were to happen. So I really
it's peace of mind, man.
Exactly.
It's peace of mind. Oh, let me keep going. Keep going.
Absolutely.
Universal life is another type of policy.
Okay.
So it's like a hybrid between term and whole life.
Okay.
Flexible premium. So some months you can pay $50. Some months you can pay $30. So depends on the person. So universal life is more of a hybrid, and then you got whole life.
Whole life.
Now whole life is the more expensive type of life insurance, but this is the key, and I try to help people understand the advantage of whole life. So one is going to protect you for your whole life.
Understood.
Right. So yes, is it more pricey? It is, but you're covered for your whole life. Right. The other thing is it builds cash value. Now cash value is what's slept on. Cash value is what's slept on.
Okay.
And listen, y'all got to schedule an appointment so we can go through this with, on a one-on-one level. But Mr. Dell, the guy who created Dell Computers.
Okay.
Right? This dude broke a world record for buying the largest life insurance policy.
Wow.
Spends $1.2 million a month on life insurance. Right? So when he was interviewed and asked, hey man, why you bought so much life insurance? His response was to protect my empire. Right? Estate tax purposes, so that's rich people problems, right? But the third thing he said was, I wanted to keep my money off the grid, all right? Because with cash value life insurance, when you withdraw from that cash value, it's tax-free income. So it's like a glorified Roth IRA on steroids with a death benefit.
Wow.
Okay? So tax-free income is cash value. So that, we gotta talk. We gotta talk, people.
You are piquing my interest right now.
Yes, sir.
To say the
Yes,
least,
sir.
Man. And lastly, talk about a little bit the misconception, which I already mentioned it myself, but if you can kind of go into it a little better about well, you already kind of explained it, but about the coverage through your job, about how I know you said that it ends, and that you only have it while you're working there. Is there any other misconceptions associated with that?
Well, I mean, because some employers, they do let you take some of your your life insurance with you.
Oh, really?
But just generally speaking, they can change that policy. So let's say they let you take it with them now. Don't mean 10 years from now that'll be the same policy. So why put it in their hands instead of putting it personal life insurance when it's in your hands?
Okay.
So that's all I'm saying.
No.
That's why why you don't know when you're gonna get pink slip. You don't know. I know my daughter want to go to Charlotte Russe right now because they going out of business.
Wow.
I just heard Payless. They going out of business.
Yeah.
Payless going out of business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they didn't wake up thinking that they was going to be unemployed by next month. right? Things happen. Life happens. But just take control of it. You take control.
Mr. Marcus, man, you are the man. Anything else we need to cover before we get up out of here, man? I don't want to step on your toes, there.
Man, listen, I just want to tell the listeners, tell the people, man, listen, take your legacy serious.
Wow.
Like your legacy is in your control. Don't procrastinate on that legacy. Don't think you got time, and maybe you do, but maybe you don't.
You don't know. Yeah.
You don't know.
That's real.
So just take control of that legacy. Let us help you, man. Hit up the Robinson Financial Group Facebook page. Call the office. Just get insured. Whether I help you or somebody help you, I just want to make sure that when you die, you can be proud of the legacy that you left financially for your loved ones.
That's
plain and simple.
Spoken just like a true man right there.
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Can you real quick, man? We gotta let the people be able to access you, man. You just mentioned the Facebook page, but could you mention that again for us?
Yeah, Robinson Financial Group Facebook page.
Okay.
Again, I'm Marcus Robinson, Robinson Financial Group. We help build, balance, and preserve your wealth. That's what we do.
Nice.
But call the office 352-335-4444.
Nice.
335-4444.
And you can set appointments on your Facebook page too, right?
Yep, you can set on the link. The bit.ly / my money questions. You can go on there. You can go on rfgblueprint.com. You can go on there. Listen, you can fax me if you want to. Hey, listen.
Man, I feel you, man. My boy is accessible, man.
Right.
I appreciate you coming through here and sharing this knowledge with us, man. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me, man.
It's very beneficial and something that we definitely going to circulate, man, throughout the week. Don't go nowhere, y'all. Keep it locked right here. WMBT 90.1 FM The Beat, man. Got Marcus Robinson in the building, making our black dollars great again, man. I just want to say God bless you, brother.
Thank you.
And thank you, man, for everything that you do.
Yes,
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Keep it locked right here. We got a little bit of music. Next hour, we got at 11 o'clock, we got a mayoral candidate coming through, Mr. Marlon Bruce, man. So don't go nowhere, y'all. Keep it locked right here. WMBT 90.1 FM The Beat. Sheesh. It's over with, man. Yeah, I think it's better to do it like that, bro.
Yeah, I agree.